Hi there YouTube, Mr. Livery here. We're on the ground at Temora. Scenery will be below. We're flying up to Richmond, which is the home of Hotel Tango Mike. This aeroplane right in front of you. The A2A, A2A Simulations Piper Cherokee. We'll be referring to it as an Archer today because Hotel Tango Mike is an Archer. Anyhow, it's time to jump on board and get ourselves ready for departure. Once we're in there, we'll do a walk around and I'll show you the flight plan that we're using. It'll be VFR today, with a possible exciting not VFR finish towards the end once we go over the mountains. But for the moment, we're out in the back on the western plains of New South Wales. We have a whole bunch of old aeroplanes around us. There's the Livery Romeo in a DC-3. There's another Cessna, and we've got some other funky little warbirds flying around. Today's meant to be a warbird day, so it'll be quite interesting to see what comes up. Anyhow, first thing I need to do is drop the flaps. And that should be about it. Next we're doing the walk around. Let's check in the hangar. All wonderful. And we'll jump out and take a look at the flaps. Perfectly fine, all the hinges are in place. That's working fine as well. Drop the pilot out there. All the hinges are in place. Tie down is off. Chock is off. And nothing in the bottom of the drain there. Cool. Up to the bottom of the foot pad. Your 7 quarts of oil. Sorry if I'm rushing through this, but we are a little late. Okay, we are a little slower than everyone else as well. DC-3s go a bit quicker. Fuel drain up the front. Other wing is fuller, so we'll be starting on the left-hand tank. Fuel drain on left is great. Chock is away. Tie down is away. The stall horn system is working fine. The pedot probe is out, and we can see that the front is clear and the bottom is clear. Bottom is the static. Hinges here are great, and the thing moves. Good work with the flaps and the hinges. Last tie down is off. Whole thing moves, and the trim system is free to move as well. Boot is locked. Jumping on board. Leave the door open while we have a look at what we're going to be doing with the flight. So, today's flight is from Temora. We'll be skipping Young and Cowra, going straight to Bathurst because we're really slow. And from Bathurst we'll track into Richmond via Cootamundra. As you can see here is Temora. It is got a restricted zone around it from 5,000 feet below. That is due to parachuting operations and gliding. Once we depart tomorrow, we'll track along the Young Temora Road. But once we get to Coogan, with that big turn, we're going to try and go directly straight ahead to a point about there, and then pass along probably just to the northwest of Cowra. We can see some high tension lines going up there. We need to make sure that we pass around that danger zone, which is, I believe, a mine with explosions that go off every once in a while. So if we aim at the, what are these? Mount Condobolus. That's a pretty obvious spot. So if we aim for Mount Condobolus, we'll be at orange. So I'm suspecting that we might want to just skip to the east of the danger zone, just to the east of orange, and then track straight along to Bathurst once we pick up this line. In fact, we might even pick up the Western Highway prior to getting to Blaney, and then fly straight into Bathurst. From Bathurst we're going to make a determination if we're doing a touch and go or not, and once we've either done the touch and go or flown over the place, we'll fly directly into Richmond. At this point along the Blue Mountains we might pick up some cloud that we'll have to start dodging, But with any luck we can roughly follow the Bells-Island Road to enter roughly there at the point where it turns, and then we'll go direct to Cootamundra, and we'll make sure that we have clearance to enter the control area of Richmond from Richmond Tower. So,
user disconnected from your channel.
To do that, we need to chuck in a flight plan. The flight plan should be P28A, which is Piper. 2 on board, myself and yourself, assuming that you're watching by yourself. We're going from YTEM, Temora, M for Mike, YRIC for Richmond, going from TEM Temora. We might be going to Bathurst, BTH, and from there, actually might chuck a Y in there. It's the airports that we're looking at when we're VFR up to that point. And why not put in Cootamundra? KRMD to YSRI. We have a VFR flight plan today. Alternate airport is YSBK Bankstown. Cruising altitude, we're going eastbound today, so it'll be maybe up to as high as 7,000 feet. So it's A075B. Just looking up a file that I need. There we go. That's the easy way to do it. Copy paste. Send that through. Going to pick up the team spec from.
I don't like the radio stack in the Mosquito. So I thought I'd use the...
Sound muted.
Sound muted. Alrighty, let's get ourselves on the way. Cool. The window's open so we don't boil to death. Flaps coming up. I love how you can move the flaps on the Piper without needing anything on. Okay, the QNH is set 1023. CTAF is 12615. Going to go ahead and get ourselves ready for the start. Switch is on. Going to give it a couple of shots of the primer, and to do that we'll probably need the mixture wrench. There we go. Shot number 1, 2, 3. Gets a bit harder to push as you go along. 4. Going to lock that in. You can hotel tell your mic. We've found that if you unlock the primer, it actually starts easier than if you lock it, and then you lock it once the engine's running. Just a weird quirk of HTM. Okay then, we have that set to both. Going to chuck on the rotating beacon. Going to chuck in some fuel pump. 1, 2, 3. That's all good. There's a bunch of aeroplanes that are coming in that aren't showing up as correct DC3. Or whatever. Okay then, looking out the window, I see nobody around in front of the aeroplane. Clear prop! Engine's running well, 1000 RPM. Primer is locked. Let's get our avionics on. No need for the pitot heat, it's nice and fine outside. Leave that in there. Chuck these on. Yeah, 1200's good. Flight plan, going from Temora direct to Bathurst, YBTH. rather than just BTH. Let's do the actual airport itself. I think it's one of those decommissioned nav aids. Yeah, I can't be bothered looking up. We'll just chuck it in as the airport. Pretty much straight in, and then YSRI. Done. That's the flight plan. It's going to take longer to fly than it took to enter. Some dude's already moving out on runway 18, I think it is. Here's Meta. Wind 230 at 2, which is whatever. Runway 23 would be beautiful. Where are we? Okay, the terminal, or the ground is here. We need to cross, I guess, enter runway 36 down to Alpha and then enter runway 23. I'm not sure if they taxi on the grass out here, but I'm not really keen on it. We have a CTAF which is 12615. Temora Multicom. Good start.
Sound
What?
resumed.
Well, I can't
Yeah, I've got
turn
it.
on, but I've got that also. I've got the Sabre here. So Sabre's a bit short on fuel for this distance.
Well, I'm not worried too much of the fuel.
Refuel it. Get the Bathurst and refill. Anyhow, we're ready to taxi. I'm just going to take a look at what we've got on the transponder here. Might as well just set it now. Off she goes, brakes are in.
Just flying past the wind generators out of Bathurst.
Oh
Yeah, yep. Seen them in real
Great.
life. Yeah, on the hill. Yeah, they pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Not as impressive as New Zealand ones in Palmerston North, but pretty impressive.
There's a big heap of them down near Wellington, isn't there?
Oh yeah, mate.
On the end of the
yeah.
North Line. Yeah,
Yep.
there's a heap of them there.
Well, that'd have to be a perfect spot for them.
Well, Delta Lima is just holding short at runway 18 at Temora.
What the heck? There's all kinds of stuff. 18 or 18.
Temora.
So over there's runway 18. We'd want to really backtrack and go on a 23, but everyone's taking off on 18. That's fine, we'll go up there. Wait behind them.
What's wrong with the back runway? No one's using it, the longer runway.
Hey Cole, one of the advantages to window 10, the clock shows up on your controller, on the SciTech controller.
We
It
can
actually
enter
gives
that
me
way.
the time of day.
Should have thought about that.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to get that because my wife won't give me the time of day.
See if everyone's up there.
Well, if you keep coming up with stupid comments like the one
I
before,
know.
I'm not surprised.
Only three
Sorry,
of them
yeah.
are in the
No, you're right.
CTAF.
Jesus,
It was
I
an
think I'll
open invitation, but I withheld myself.
Oh, you need to. I think this Moody's a little bit of overkill for this flight.
so I'm taking off on 36, I think.
You could select the lower altitude if you like.
No, I'll go back to the bow fighter.
Traffic Temora, Hotel Tango Mike, Cessna, I say again, Piper Cherokee is entering runway 18 to backtrack and then enter runway 23.
That'd be lovely, but it's not on the CTAF.
It's on both. At the same time.
Beg your pardon, sorry?
Should have been on both at the same time.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a 126.15.
Traffic, Temora, Hotel Tango Mike is entering runway 18 to backtrack, runway 23.
There you go.
So that didn't come through both at the same time. Interesting. Both buttons of rest.
But, okay, yeah. Okay, I've changed it over to a C47, a military DC-3.
That's alright, I just killed my engine on my C19, it just died on me. Went to take off, I think I seized the engine.
Ooh, that won't do good.
That won't start now.
Temora Hotel Tanker Mike, Piper, we'll call it an Archer now, has vacated runway 18, entering runway 23. Okay, well, we're sitting
Do
here
we
on
really
the
need to
right.
know that on TeamSpeak?
It was broadcasting on both. Maybe that was the echo.
It's kind of handy for people who don't have a whatever they are.
For the
CTAF.
3 people that are in the actual CTAF, the 3 of us that are there, myself included.
Yeah, well, not to worry. Not everybody has CTAF. Sorry.
Someone was entering runway 36, so I just didn't want to hold them up or get run over.
User joined your channel.
Okay, we're going to do a run up. Mixture is fully rich. Pump is in. Let's go. Level 18.
User joined your channel.
Trent,
Yep.
I saw the video that I was in.
Yeah, that's cool. Other people did too. To the right. All good there. Back to both. Carby heat. Hands working. Carb heat's in and we'll drop throttle. Throttle's quite happy there. 600. Carb heat's out. Back to 1000 RPM. And we'll enter. This time I'll just do the CTAF because no one else is on this runway. Cherokee Temora, Hotel Tanker Mike, Piper Archer, entering runway 23, departure to the northeast. Before we do that, 30, good. Compass is aligned. Lights are all on. Don't know what this random splotch on the runway is. Let's go past it.
So what aircraft's everyone flying?
Let's go.
I've no
Military
clue.
C-47. Just pausing the flight for a moment.
60 knots, just let her go. 180 knots on the climb. That's there.
Do we have the active runway for Young?
It'll be whatever the wind's coming from.
There's 500 and we'll make our turn to the
It'll
left.
be 19 if you're using Active Skies 2016.
Yeah, winds are
Because you-
coming from the south at 11 knots, so
So-
it will be runway 19.
Yep. Thanks for that.
Temora Hotel Tango Mike is turning left downwind to runway 23 and will depart the field on day.
Bloody DC3 developed so much damn lift. I've got so much trim on the elevators.
I'm working so hard, I'm sweating.
Yeah, I've got my
Then
boomerang
you're up
slot
as high
on,
as
it's
we
not
really
there, what I
want.
had wrong. I actually didn't have the fuel mix right. The fuel turned down too low. That's why it's
Let's go
still
up to what's
That'll do it.
7,500? Maybe not quite that high. Got 23 miles to go though, so
The
I don't
fact
see
is
any problem
aircraft,
with
isn't it?
that. Let's go up.
Oh, I tell you, it's very touchy to the fly. You're
It's
always
touchy up here.
controlling it.
Yeah, if you
Plenty.
talk to the guys that I spoke to one of the pilots that flew it on the day that
11 or 12 degrees.
I was at
so it's all
Temora,
good.
and I spoke to him, and he said, "Oh, it's a bitch of a thing to fly."
I'm having problems with it all the time. You have the wind change, a little bit of wind as she flicks around, you got to your hands on all the time.
That's basically what the pilot said. Which is fair enough. He said, "You've got to fly the plane." It was redundant before it was even started to be manufactured, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know. It's sad, isn't it?
There we go, cruise time
Young
about 100
traffic
knots.
Delta
85,
Delta
95
Lima is
knots.
turning short finals for runway 19.
Nice slow climb, keep the nose down a little bit. Every once in a while you just need to lower the nose, have a look forward, make sure you're not going to run into anyone. You do have a TCAS though, TCAD. ADSB in 10.
Looks like we're going to have a little bit of trouble tonight with some people on comms, some people not on comms. I don't know what we do.
Let's all have Richmond.
No, I'm talking about the ATC. Some
Yeah,
of us,
just had
we
two
still have-
people. Yeah, just had two people transmitting their intentions. One on Efferson and one on bloody TeamSpeak. So it doesn't work, and it's annoying.
and they're both coming into young, so I hope they've got a little bit of visual awareness going on.
We're going to get above all of them.
It's flying up.
They're doing a whole bunch of funny things, but we're going to be flying in this beautiful weather at 7,500 feet and ignoring
You'll
most
take
of
the old Spitfire for a run.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just
In
stop
fact,
again.
we can probably tune into centre down on 1250. Don't need to talk to centre, but monitoring it's probably not a bad idea, especially since we're going to be up at 7,005. Which is 1,000 feet below the E-class step. It's going to keep that RPM sitting at 2,500 all the way up. And we probably do need to pull some of that fuel mixture. Check that EGT. Also listen out to the engine. See if it gets rough. If you do, you just give it a little more fuel. There's rough. That's about the peak. A little bit more than that, we're good. There's 6,005, 1,000 feet to go. Let's have a look where we are on the VTC VNC. go. I've left Temora in a heading towards north of Young. feet. Complete the climb, then we can have a look over our nose at where we're looking. That's where I wanted to be. As we accelerate, the RPM will want to come up. Set up. Change the map a little. It's not flooded terrain now. Sometimes I do like the GTN a little nicer than the GNS, better than the GTN. It's too far out. Need the lakes and stuff in there, not that there's many lakes out here. Yeah, 8,000 feet. Let's get back down. Trimming that forward. Looking good there. More forward. Righty, so I've got a pink line, but we don't want to fly that VFR. So we need to find a road. So what's happening up there? Some green areas. Probably the Birribee Hills off to the right there. Left, I mean. Whidden Mountain. That'll be Whidden Mountain. Young. Found it. So YNGSM. Just off to the west of Young. The roads out here have seen better days. Row of hedges almost looks like an airfield. That's a road. Found it. Yeah, goes straight through those hedges. Brilliant. Alrighty, we've got 100 miles roughly to go. Doing about 120 miles. Knots. So 100, not about 120 times 60, 50 minutes. See how far away from Young we are. Ten is that, 10, about 20 miles. Adjust that mixture. There's a drop, that's maximum. No, it's not maximum. Cool, that's about right. Gonna push that to about 2500 RPM all the way. There she is. Accelerate a little bit. Probably lost a couple of knots in that. It's about 115 I'd say by now. Let's calculate it with 115 from 95. Minutes. Current time is 34. Call it 50. Time 2:04 on the hour. So we, yeah, it's cool. Melbourne Centre, Hotel Tanker Mike, Piper Archer, requesting flight following. Current position of beam, young. Ah, no, I have my headset set. No, we don't.
And talk for them.
Melbourne Centre, Hotel Tanker Mike, say again, sorry, we had our headset plug-in wrong.
Hotel Tango Mike, that's fine. Talk 3241 and talk for them, please.
Talk code 3241 and ident, Hotel Tanker Mike.
Sentai Jetstar 2311 5000, Dosal 8.
Ident.
Jetstar 2311 Melbourne Centre, g'day. Identified. Continue climb flight level 350.
350, Jetstar 2311.
Hotel Tango Mike, identified 7,500, no reported ISRI traffic.
Give that 7,500. We're tracking direct to Bathurst and estimate Bathurst time 27.
Hotel Tango Mike.
So 27 instead of 24. You can slow down. No.
Lofty 541, descend level 130.
Big blue sky up there.
Lofty 541, heading down to flight level 240. Was that 30, sir?
Velocity 541 negative, descend flight level 130.
Yeah, we're going to cruise at 2,500, not 26. Uses a lot more fuel on 26.
No worries, Melbourne Centre, down to 120, Velocity 541.
Yeah, one thing about the GTN, you can, it might be in this menu. Map setup, that's probably it. Track, aviation, airports are good. Probably turn them up a little. Even more than that. Yeah. Land stuff is road detail. Back up more. And airspace. Smart airspace on. Traffic's fine. Weather's fine. Lake's good. More. Need the low airways off. Yeah, just making sure everything's okay. You want to drift slightly to the right. More to the right. There we go. Airways off. Had it. Beautiful. Let's zoom in a bit. There's young, so that's easy.
Melbourne Centre, g'day. Guitar 909 with you, passing flight level 181 heading up to 280.
Qatari 909 Melbourne Centre, g'day, continue climb flight level 300.
Sure, we'll be up here
Climb
somewhere.
up flight 300,
Cowra's
Cowra
not too far.
909.
Make sure we avoid Cowra to the, it's also going to be off. Oh, there we go, straight over the top. Yeah, we're at 7,500, so nothing matters. Radios. Cool. As long as we don't stop anywhere, we should be able to keep up. And the guys are doing touch and goes down in the grovelling altitudes. So if we can maintain about 115 knots all the way there, we should be good. Peek into the room for 5 seconds and listen to the annoying clutter of what's going on below us.
What about the FS in mini control panel? Will that do it?
Yeah, you could enter it through there. Yep.
Hotel Tango Mike Melbourne Centre.
I'll take a mic.
Alright, it's not for real.
Hotel Tango Mike, traffic at your 5 o'clock 5,700 unverified, and traffic at your 3 o'clock 4,400 unverified.
Go for traffic, you'll maintain 7,500 and I'll take a mic. It sounds like people coming out of Young going underneath us to Cowra. That just zoomed out to all of Australia, didn't it? Look at that. Australia and New Zealand. At some scale. Okay, how far in do we need to go? It's 2 miles, that's 4. That's probably the most useful for me at the moment. Big straight pink line going all the way to Bathurst. One guy out the right-hand wing there somewhere. That is, what, 4,000 feet? Something like that. There's 4,000 feet below us. Maybe 3. A hill. I wonder if it's Mount Crowther or if it's the one up at Robinson's mine.
Velocity 90 is at
No, it's
flight level
Crowther.
370, direct to Aran intersection.
Velocity 923 Melbourne Centre, g'day. Identified, cleared to Sydney via Aaron planned route, and maintain flight level 370, stand by freestyle.
Cleared to direct to Aaron, then down to Sydney, climb maintain, flight level 37, velocity 923.
So I do have the flight following. He'll point out traffic if you can see it on the radar. Obviously there is possibility of traffic that isn't on the radar.
Centre Jetstar 2311, just stepping away here for a sec, I'll let you know when I'm back.
class, only by 1,000 feet though.
Just 2311, thanks.
some point we'll probably want Sydney DME on, but I think we'll get all the way up to Bathurst first and then deal with Sydney DME once we're over the mountain. We'll climb out. Might turn it on just to warm it up on approaching the Bathurst. Let's see what our fuel tank's doing. Almost even on the left. I think we've passed, yeah we have, we've passed the right hand tank. I think I'll burn it for a little while further, maybe another 10 minutes or something. Time 46, if I see 56 or 16 on the hour then we need to switch. I remember once flying a Cessna 182, a very nice clear day like it is out there. And once we got it trimmed up, because of course the Cessna can feed from both tanks at the same time, so you don't have any imbalance problems. Yeah, once we got it trimmed up, we were literally taking the hands off the controls for minutes at a time. It was just sitting without turning at all. Unlike this. Unfortunately, Pipers only burn one fuel tank at a time, so they tend to wander off a little bit on their own.
Velocity 541, descend to 10, Sydney QNH 1021.
Thanks, Albert. Down to 107 and Albert H1.
The river is noted. That's the Cowra River. Cowra Airfield is on the south side of the river. It's out there somewhere. Not that we need to worry. It's pretty close actually. It's probably under the... Anyway, that's the township of Cowra that we can see straddling the river. There's the airfield, yeah, just under the windscreen.
Number 10 velocity 223 passing 2600 on 5000.
Velocity 223.
I believe Cowra is a OZX field.
Continue climb flight level 360.
So OZX will have that field there.
Velocity 223.
And we can see there that there's a terminal area, some hangars, a couple of parked aeroplanes maybe. Maybe just one. Anyhow, fly there if you wanted to. Do a touch and go.
Velocity 923, egress 5 prints available, time when you're in your copy.
Next thing we need to do is make sure that we avoid the Cowra mine. And we can fly straight over the landing, it's not a problem.
Velocity 923 is going to be the rivet to arrival from a 16 right. When ready, descend flight level 250.
The star is rivet to arrival, runway 16 right, and descend and maintain flight level 250 when ready. Velocity 923.
Velocity 541, contact Sydney approach, 124 state 44.
Thanks, Melbourne, velocity 541, contact Sydney approach 124, good night.
Cowra. Midsat shows 1023, and we'll get set on that. So nice and stable atmosphere out here.
Centre just 2311 is.
Just 2311, welcome back.
I think I'll do a 50 nautical mile. Service. $115 will do it. 26 minutes. So 52 plus 26. Minus 60. 18, they're actually gaining time. That's not really what I wanted to do. About 10 minutes early now. That said, we are racing DC3s, so maybe we'll keep it up. Let's drop the flight following once we get close. Bye Cowra. Yeah, the two aeroplanes down on the ground. It's like another Piper now, Livery. Or a very similar livery. Righty, I'm feeling a nice tug to the right hand side. We're going
Hotel
to switch tank.
Tango Mike, traffic 6 o'clock, 7,500 unverified.
I'll take a mic, cover the traffic, thanks. Okay, fuel pump is on. We're going to switch off to the right tank. Fuel pump is off.
Velocity 923, request descent to flight level 250.
Velocity 923, descend flight level 250.
Descend and maintain flight level 250, velocity 93.
A little hill up front. Quite a few of them around. Should be a little inland of the Western Highway, I think. No. Western Highway kind of meanders inland and back out. There's a couple of lakes we can identify there. It's the big lake, isn't it? No, it isn't. Past already. Yeah, it is actually. Cool. If we go straight in there, that'll be Lake Wyangula, which means that we're tracking up that way. Yeah, that makes sense. We'll get east of where we need to be. I think we'll pass pretty much just over that hill. Yep, Lake Wangala just off the wing there. Lake Rowlandton, Lake Carcoal. Carcoal? Yeah, that's where Blaney is anyway. Yeah, we fly pretty much directly over there, don't we? Zoom into it. Ah, beautiful. Look at that. Yeah, pretty much go straight over that lake. Maybe just east of the lake. Ah, there's that aircraft he was talking about. It's about 500 feet above, so he's at 8,000 feet. We're going to listen again.
I'm heading to Richmond. Correction, Delta of November, I'm heading to Bathurst.
That's what I was just going to say, Dan. What are you doing?
Can't miss Bathurst.
So I'm getting confused about whether to make an announcement on TeamSpeak or whether to make an announcement on and I'm pressing the wrong buttons. I also changed my button configuration and
hello, to
that's
Centre on
confusing
125
me as well.
3. Sorry, 909, good day.
Yeah, that's a good thing about getting flight following. You know where you need to make the announcements. Although we aren't stopping at airports at the moment, so there's that. How I look forward to the days that we have voice CTAF. Again, someone sent a picture. Hopefully this is safe for work.
Velocity 92 to trees, descent flight level 1 at tree 0.
Is that a Beaufighter?
Center maintain flight level 130.
Or a Mosquito?
Velocity 92 tree.
Can't tell. Maybe you'll know. If you know your warbirds better than I do, that can't be hard. I hardly know any level warbirds. I'll tell the difference between a Mustang and a Spitfire and a Hurricane, that's about it. I know what a Kitty Hawk is. I know what a Hellcat is. B-29. B-25 Liberator. What else do we know? Lightning. P-47 Jug. That's about it. Oh yeah, Messerschmitt's in the German side. Focke-Wulf, 190. Much rather a peaceful machine like this one. Quite peaceful here on Melbourne Centre. How far are we? 35. I think we'll drop flight following at 20 miles or so, with a estimate for Bathurst. I think I'll fine tune that again, looking for an estimate at time. How many miles off? 32 miles. Divide that by 118. 16 minutes away. Time 17. 18's about right. There's a lake with some... I thought that was high tension power lines, but it's actually wind farm. Charcoal Lake, I guess it is. Just wondering if that one's charcoal or if it's a different one. The shape's right, so I guess that's blading up here. About there right now. Trucking up towards Bathurst. We capture the Western Highway again, a little bit closer to Bathurst. Maybe the highway there. One closest to us. Other side of Charcoal Lake. Heads up to when it touches Blaney and then crosses the river.
Just 2311, nice routes available.
Just 2311, go ahead.
Just 2311, river to arrival, runway 16 right. When ready, descend flight level 250.
Okay, let's get our Bathurst stuff ready.
River to arrival, runway 16 right. When ready,
Bathurst CTAF 12735.
2311.
And dump all the Temora stuff. Bathurst is on. Meteorological, let's grab it. AWS on. Sorry, it's hard dialing a phone when you flying an aeroplane at the same time.
Velocity 923, descend 10 south, Sydney QNH 1021.
Lieutenant maintain 10,000, QNH 1021, velocity 923.
Cloud clear below 2,000 feet. Visibility 10 kilometers. Dew point 4. Humidity 80%. Rainfall last 10 minutes nil. Bathurst AWS aerodrome weather. Wind 200 degrees magnetic, 1 knots. QNH 1023 hectopascals. Temperature 7. Cloud clear below 2,000 feet. Visibility 10 kilometers. Dew point 4. Humidity 80%. Rainfall last 10 minutes, nil. Bathurst AWS aerodrome weather. Wind 200 degrees magnetic.
Cool, wind 200 degrees. That's what we're using runway 17. Now we'll do a touch and go on the runway, make our way out. Let's have a listen on, actually we can't do that yet, but I can listen to TeamSpeak, so we'll have some over there.
Easier to do a touch and go than a full stop, actually.
Yeah. Pretty powerful touch and go, but
Yeah, not really. Lose a bit of rubber off the wheels and keep going.
Velocity 223, contact Melbourne Centre, 125 decimal tree.
125.13, velocity 223.
Yeah, I thought my boat fighter's engines were a bit quiet, then I realised I'm just doing 180 knots, so I was just barely turning over.
Yep, we need to get ourselves ready to drop flight following and enter CTAF. Start descent soon. Melbourne Centre Hotel Tango Mike is requesting to leave flight following.
Hotel Tango Mike flight following terminated. Frequency change approved for VFR flight.
Squawk VFR, frequency change approved. Flight following terminated. Hotel Tango Mike. There goes VFR. All good there. Okay, we're on descent now. We'll reduce power a little bit. Down to about, 23, maybe even 22. 22 sounds good. Going to enrich in the mixture a little.
Velocity 923, contact Sydney approach.
And we'll contact the Bathurst CTAF at 15. What's the field altitude? I can't remember. 2,500, 400. So it'll be a 3,500 circuit. 3,900 on the dead side. Call it 4,000. Traffic Bathurst Hotel Tango Mike is a Piper Archer. Is 15 miles to the southwest of the field, descending out of 6,500 to 4,000. Runway 17. Estimate circuit time 18. Got traffic alert. Zoom in. Okay, it's pretty much right on track here. Nothing's on the Unicom. to turn out. There it is. Got him.
Traffic Bathurst, Delta Alpha November is approximately 11 nautical miles inbound from the west. Currently at 4,000 feet. We'll be doing a left downwind for a touch and go, runway 17.
Sounds like it might be that guy that we just avoided.
For those close to Bathurst that aren't on frequency, this is Delta Alpha November, about 8 nautical miles inbound from the west. Going to join a left downwind for a touch and go 19. Believe I will be number 1.
I don't know, you're just in front of me. I think that's Trent in front of you, potentially.
No, the other way around.
Other way around, is it? Okay. They're just two blots stopped, so I can't work out who's who.
Yeah, I just had to turn to avoid him. That's right. I'm about a mile and a half behind him now.
Oh, no, there you go. It's difficult to judge distance when you're on a Bowfire.
That's cute. I've got one of these very fancy GPSs that have a ADSB in.
Oh, nice. I haven't got an ADSB on my aircraft, so you won't be seeing me. I'm invisible.
That's illegal now.
I got dispensation. Or at least I'll say I've got dispensation, even though I don't really.
Yeah, if you go up to one of the Haas, the flying airplanes that Haas have, such as the Connie, they've got a GNS 430 in the Connie now.
Wow. Has it got the power system to support it, does it?
Yeah. Yes, I had to put it in there for legislation because I think last AirX cycle, or maybe 2 or 3 AirX cycles ago, they made it compulsory to have ADSB out.
Oh, that certainly does have vintage people in, doesn't it?
Yeah, it did. See, everyone else is faster than my little Piper.
Well, yep, the Piper would be struggling, I imagine.
Okay, traffic Bathurst, Delta Alpha November is now overflying the field. We'll be joining a left downwind for a touch and go 17.
Bathurst traffic, Delta Lima, a Bowfighter approximately 10 nautical miles to the southwest, estimating circuit time per 2, correction, will be 17.
There's Bathurst, the town famous for the motor racing. And there's the hill with the Mount Panorama sitting on it. Wonderful.
Tell you what, this Bowfighter's got bloody good sounds when the engines wind down.
They are Bowfighters.
Very, very marked.
Hill, Mount Panorama, which is the famous mountain, and the V8 race.
Yeah, certainly a throaty thing, aren't they?
Bathurst.
And Bathurst, Delta Alpha November is
that just my freeware real weather system, or is there actually haze and no cloud?
Bathurst Hotel Take a Mike is about 1 mile south of the mountain, 4 miles from the field. tracking overhead at 4,500, 120 knots. And the drone downwind runway 17, I'll take a look. You're going to get clouds when you hit the mountains, or at least on the eastern side of the mountains.
Traffic Bathurst.
Traffic Bathurst, Delta Alpha November completed touch and go 17. Heading to Richmond.
That's pretty cool. Okay, once we're on the other side, we need to do a few things. I'm going to run a checklist now. The brakes are released and nice and firm onto the touch. Mixture, full use, rich. Fuel. Still set to the right side. Yes, the is set 1023 and seat class is secure. Overhead the field. Cherokee Bathurst, Total Tanker Mike is descending out of 4,500 into the downwind leg, runway 17 touch and go. Just moving on that thing, make sure that's on. Cool.
Very hazy into Richmond.
Yeah, I think there was. Yeah, there was. That's what I noticed too.
On the Facebook thing where I put the TAF on there, it's got fog in the forecast.
So who knows? Might have to divert the banks down.
Cherokee Bathurst Hotel Tanker Mike is turning base, runway 17. Carburetor heat is in, flaps 1.
Oh, I can see a boomerang. There we go.
Base. Quite happy with the approach line there. Carb heat still in.
I actually haven't got any ATIS for Richmond.
Oh, hi.
Nor have I.
Okay, well I won't be able to say which Bravo, I'll just do what I have to do. Cool.
Cherokee Bathurst Hotel Tanker Mike.
It is a runway 10 for Richmond, by the way.
I'm sure you can probably
that place.
Rest of the flaps in.
You can probably listen to Sydney Addison's report. You've got Sydney information.
That works. The real world ATIS for Richmond is a female voice. Just telling you on the video.
It does sound like flight trackers that there's ATIS, but I haven't been able to connect to any.
It says there is, but it's on like 199.98 or something, which
is
yeah.
unachievable.
And Bathurst trip. So far, definitely down the Livery overhead. The field when I joined mid downwind runway 17 touch and go, descending through 4,500.
And Bathurst traffic. So it's ski off. It's running right on wind. And 17 grass right from touch and go Bathurst.
Flaps. Full power. 80 knots. Bye bye Bathurst. Not a bad little place if you stop. That one up, off we go. Aircraft 400 below me, I'm on 500 above. Yeah, there's a lot of aircraft up there. At this traffic cones, we'll take a bike, he's departing upwind and then turning eastbound. And like the bike, finish, not to go. Alrighty, so the highest piece of ground between us and our destination is about 4,200 feet. So we'll be at least 5,005.
On the base runway 17 touch and go. We're sort of behind you there somewhere.
Let me turn that in now.
Cool, I've got you smoke anyway.
All Richmond HS is Richmond Terminal Information Delta, runway 10, calm, Cav OK, temperature 10, QNH 1021, Sydney approach frequency on first contact with ground tower or approach, notify receipt at Delta.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Grab that Sydney DB.
Wow, Richmond's pretty confusing to park at.
Yes, it's a very, very big tarmac with a lot of numbers in black circles and
yeah,
it's pretty active.
Must be pretty busy Air Force Base.
Yeah, they get a lot of C-130s.
Richmond traffic coming in. Touch and go up.
A lot of big, a lot of the big,
you probably want to extend it.
a lot of the big Hercules and things like that. There, a lot of US planes as well.
Got a lot of footage of myself flying with Arden out of Richmond with Hurdle Tanger Mike, and unfortunately most of the stuff where I can see interesting aeroplanes I'm not allowed to put on YouTube.
Oh, bugger.
Isn't that typical?
Yep.
We parked our caravan at the Richmond Bowls Club, which has free parking. And yeah, we had every hour or so a big Hercules flew over the top. Geez, they're big.
C-17s are in bigger.
Sorry, repeat.
C-17s go out there as well, so they're even more.
Oh, the big Globemasters.
Yep.
Yeah, geez, they're big.
Thanks for putting on another event, and I hope to see everyone for Sunday. See ya.
See ya, thanks for joining.
Looks good Sunday, and we're going down to Wollongong with our warbirds and saying hi to Haas.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't have us, you can't have us.
There's that highest point right there, the tower. That's a TV broadcast tower. Might only be radio nowadays. There used to be a TV broadcast tower up the top. new one at Corrajong, which is a bit further on the Sydney side, but this side goes out west. You can go on that. Still within the TV tower, I'm sure. Got a few clouds coming up, as was expected in the forecast. We are going to go ahead and listen to Sydney ATIS on 12625. Sydney ATIS, there we go.
Parallel runway operation in progress. Independent departures in progress.
Wider in the aircraft.
Wind
Had the canopy open.
okay. Temperature 16 QNH 1021 on first
You really
contact
should
with
do some
Sydney
flight
ground
training
or
before you
approach
fly that
notified
aircraft.
receipt of Delta.
You will be, we'll have to ground you.
Sydney, terminal information Delta. Expect descenders visual approach. Runway 16 left and right for arrivals and departures. Runway operation in progress. In the departures progress. Wind calm. Have okay. Temperature 16 QNH 1021 on first contact with Sydney ground or approach notified of Delta.
There we go.
Sydney, terminal information Delta. Expect visual runway 6 left
and want Richmond on 1355. There it is, Richmond Tower.
Thank you, meter. Final runway.
Chuck in approach as well, 1244.
Tango, Romeo Kilo, runway 10, winds calm, please land.
This is the tower because we're actually in his space at the moment.
Runway 25.
Cool. One last look at this CTAF, the BTC. Zoom in now. So we want 45 is that spot. We need to be below 4,500 at 45 dB. Currently we should be below 8,005, which we are. So once we hit the limit of airspace, we should be on the Bell side of the road roughly, inbound to Currajong.
North 1234, push and up groups.
I think we'll keep it going down to 55. Should be fine. So we've got those frequencies. I'll probably contact Richmond with an estimate for Cootamundra. Cootamundra is in 44. It's got 40. 42. minutes. 22 minutes. Current time right on the 30. Will be 52. Time to dodge some clouds. And we'll go yeah, we'll go out on the north side of the
Jetstar 2311, descend 3,000.
3,000, Jetstar 2311.
Get that speed. Yeah, it's right there. 118. Quick cheap way to get information for Richmond. Go to all controllers. Down here it should have Richmond, YSRI, there we go, Richmond Tunnel Information D, runway 10. That's unfortunate. Drop that thing, go back to half Richmond. And we vacate on either Charlie, or if we're really, really lucky and we beg and plead, we might get a backtrack and exit on Echo, but I doubt that'll happen. It's a little bit too busy out there today. Temperature out there, yeah, well above zero. All good. '63, looking for 45 before we get inside the range, and I need to be at 4,005. Till then, 5,500 seems like a great idea.
Jet 20, turn right heading 060.
Stick around at 25. Going to lean a little.
Airways 1234, looking for taxi on my flight.
Emirates 13460. Send Alpha to holding point. Alpha 1, runway 16.
There it is.
Airways 1234, taxi via Alpha to Alpha 1, holding point 165.
I'm tuning it by ear.
2311,
a little
turn
bit.
right heading
You just pull it back
090.
little by little until you hear it. The RPM drop a little
Flight
bit.
turn
and just get it back to
090,
more.
Jetstar 2311.
Quick and dirty method. Yeah, we have an exhaust EGT system there, but it's not as good as one on the Cessna. There's someone that is at high altitude on top of me, so let's turn. Helipad. Below, so you want to climb. Yeah, climbing as well though. Hopefully not go in the helipad, in which case turning in that direction is probably a bad idea. Let's reverse the turn. Behind them, so we might have to just do a delay.
Jetstar 2311, turn right heading 120, 16 right, license.
Right heading 160 for 16 right, Jetstar 2311.
Jetstar 211 and heading 120.
That's Little Hartley, somewhere around there. Bit of a guess, but there was a time where I knew all of these places. I was dealing with them at work, not anymore.
120, Jetstar 2311.
That's a bit bigger than I expected.
Sydney approach velocity 890, request clearance to Melbourne. Velocity 894, can you stand by? Standing by velocity 894.
Good stuff, we can turn back now. Going to turn further north. The big letter S.
Sun 2311, cleared ILS approach, runway 16 right.
Clear for the ILS approach, runway 16 right, Jetstar 2311.
You know what, I reckon the direct to from here sounds about right.
Velocity 894 to Melbourne via Wollongong flight plan route, maintain 5000. Runway 16 right. In a 6 departure, Wollongong transition, Hawk 105, departure frequency 124.4.
Okay, RMD maybe. Yeah, why not?
Sydney approach. Departure as listed, maintain 5,000 feet via runway 16 right, in the departure, port 3105, departure on 124.4. Velocity 894.
Approach Qantas A26, requesting IFR clearances filed with information Delta.
Clear to Coffs Harbour via town, flight planned route, maintain 5,000. Runway 16, Sydney 8 departure, Hawk 4025, departure frequency is 124.4.
That's flight plan route, maintain 5,000.
Alright, we're offset slightly from the guys.
And we'll be doing the Sydney 8 departure. And 4025, and the departure frequency is 4 decimal 4, Qantas 826.
What is 826? Jetstar 2311, runway 16 right, clear to
Got
land.
bells on the road.
Clear to land, runway 16 right, Jetstar 2311.
Not too bad up there. Okay, delayed enough. What's our distance? 25. minutes. 58. You're about 10 near me from needing contact. Let's switch over.
G'day, so this has just changed to Echo. The change is I'll wind 330 for 2 knots. Runway 10 is still the active.
Minutes.
The same intentions whether you want an Australian approach or a circuit.
And 53.
Request circuit was an upwind so we can get a bit of a feel for what the field's like.
I don't know worries. Both continue visual approach on the left-hand circuit, runway 10, and contact me on base for runway 10.
And continue for the circuit, runway 10, and we'll go on base. Doubling center.
55, thank you.
Okay, 45 is where they want us for the CLL. In 10 miles. Effectively fall off the edge of that cliff. say follower in the annoying sense of the word. Let's do another loop just to make sure that they're actually following us and not just accidentally there. So, 360, let's go. They are following us through the loop. Okay. They're intentionally there. Let's continue that loop all the way around. Leaving a spray out as well. I wish people would tell me that they're trying to form up with me. Alrighty, so we've got 1255 set. We're with Richmond Tower. We have information echo. We're on descent down to 4,505, and we estimate time. What was it? We can add a minute now. Five. 5:55. It's 2 minutes. Oh, it shook him up. Maybe it was a random accident after all. It wasn't that, oh, there's musical aviator, let's follow him into Richmond at 2 feet behind him.
Richmond Tower, Lima Delta Bravo, wrong base, runway 10.
Lima Delta Bravo, continue visual approach runway 10, forward on final.
Lima Delta Bravo.
Down 55.
Richmond Tower, Lima Delta Bravo on final, runway 10.
Lima Delta Bravo, wind 330 knots, runway 10, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 10, Lima Delta Bravo.
5 miles to the boundary entry.
Richmond Tower, Lima Delta Bravo, clear of runway 10.
Lima Delta Bravo, welcome to Richmond, contact Richmond Ground 128.25, and thank you very much for flying. Hold on.
Yep, no problem. Contact Richmond Ground, Lima Delta Bravo.
Gotta love some bells on the road. Look at that there. Right down the gorge, around the gorge and back up again. Next time I go out to Richmond I should go up there. But every time I go out to Richmond it's usually to fly this thing. Oh well. Go up to 4-5 again. Richmond Tower Hotel Take a Bike is 45 DME Sydney, tracking Bellslider Road to Cootamundra at 4,500. Information Echo, estimate Cootamundra at time 55.
Hotel Tango Mike, Richmond Tower, good day. Just continue to approach runway 10. You just missed Australian approach?
Yes, we're in the approach. Runway 10 will be great. Have a think about it.
Hotel Tango Richmond Tower, you see visual approach runway 10. On final and visual Richmond.
Report on final, runway 10, Hotel Tango Mike. Let's keep that speed going.
Both of the gentlemen taking the base, runway 10.
Go in that cloud.
So far you cleared both runway 10 and report.
Totally. Right, turning final, runway 10 Richmond.
So far you land runway 10.
And grid land runway 10.
As nice as that road is, Bellslider Road, why would you drive past Richmond Air Force Base without saying hello to Hotel Take a Bike? That would be a crime. Why drive the Bellslider Road when you can fly over it? Runway's in sight. And it's Richmond Tower, so take a bike, runway in sight.
Last station calling Richmond Tower.
I'll take a bike, runway in sight. Yeah, just to report visual.
Hotel Tango Mike, runway 10, good please land.
Runway 10, clear to land, Hotel Tango Mike.
Clear to Charlie.
Either welcome to Richmond, taxi via Big stand by, sorry, I just lost my mind there. Via taxi Tango Victor out to the GA.
Okay, RPM down to 18, carb heat in.
No, let's do the GA, thank you very much. I'm sorry to leave the mark.
Keep the speed
Fire
up.
No worries. Thank you very much for flying tonight, sir.
Down 19 RPM.
Short every time I do it.
It is nice seeing some of these older aircraft.
Not much fun flying them though, I have to say.
suppose it's because they're used to ILS and GPSs and everything now. The true flying you're doing there.
That's right, seat of the pants flying, I'd say.
Let's look at those fuel tanks. I'm gonna switch. Yeah, let's switch. Pumps on. Switch to the left. Keep the pump on for a couple of seconds. 3, 4, 5. Already been cleared to land. The brakes are nice and firm, released. Undercarriage is fixed, mixture goes full rich. Fuel set to the fullest tank. Instrument set 1021 on the altimeter. Seats and harnesses are secure and hatches are closed. Landing checklist is complete. Slowing it up now. As we cross the river, we want to be about 100 knots.
Hotel Victor Golf India, Richmond Tower.
Richmond Tower, Victor Golf India, looking to join overhead midfield, left-hand turn to do a touch and go on 2002.
Victor Golf India, no worries, just report on left base, runway 10.
Left base, runway for Victor Golf India, thanks.
Might have wanted to contact the tower before he got into the restricted area, or at least inside the control zone. Richmond Tower is not like other towers, it actually has airspace, because it's an Air Force base. Might get away without talking to them at the 45 DME, but you certainly have to be talking to them by the 11. Okay, 100 knots at the river. That's stage 1. So down to about 70 over the threshold. That's stage 2. Often when you look off to the side there, you'll see where the railway finishes. A bit further in, there it is up there. There's a McDonald's right next to it on the south, yeah, that's south side. Up stage 3. Turbo heaters out, 1,000 feet. We've been cleared to land, tower has no lights. .65 knots. Between 65 and 70 is a sweet spot. Looks like we won't get our backtrack.
Richmond Tower, Victor Golf India 10 base, just following a Piper that's on final for runway 10.
Victor Golf India, clear visual approach from 10 and copy the double traffic.
Clear visual approach 10 and traffic inside for Victor Golf India, thanks.
Well, Tango going Richmond Tower, so if you could roll through for me, runway 10.
I'll take it back. And the next tax away.
Victor Golf,
Charlie.
India, clear to land runway 10, and just jump a little bit on the brakes now as soon as you touch down.
On the brakes for Golf India.
Victor Golf India, and to me, I've got tower view happening through P3D. You look like you're on fire to me.
Everything seems above board here.
I'm glad. That's made me feel a bit better.
I'll take my cast back at it. Right as he hits the zero.
Hotel Tango Mike Richmond, Charlie Victor to the apron.
Got that, Charlie Victor, going up to the western apron and the GA.
Hotel Tango Mike Norris.
The Navy colours, because it was a US Navy aircraft-based Texan.
Oh, okay, so it's in those colours, oh yeah?
Yeah, so it had a hook on
A
it.
bit different, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, it had a hook on it. And I said, I know you never use it here and that. I said, but does the hook go down and up and down? And he said, yeah. He said, everything works on this aircraft except the guns.
Yeah, I
That's
actually
disappointing.
bought a
But the
course
guns.
area too. I bought a course area, the wings fold up. And that thing's a bit of a nightmare to try and start the engine and get it going.
Yeah, but you do know that I'm talking about a real Texan.
Yeah, I know that, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, he said everything on this aircraft is original and works, although he does have a GPS that he has under the cockpit or under the gun.
Anyhow, that's us coming from Temora up to Richmond. For some reason I don't have the Richmond seating active. Not much difference, to be honest, apart from the ground on the left.
Clear the runway.
Although there is a couple of buildings up on the
No
flying club.
requirements on ground taxi.
I'm going to... There we go. Just like messed her out a little bit for the taxi. So they've foul the spark plugs. It's not really much of an issue sometimes, but you never know. A2A kind of bites you a little bit harder than the real plane if you do stuff like that without fouling of spark plugs. It's quite common on the A2A.
Attention all stations, Richmond Tower will now be closing. Thank you all for flying tonight. I hope you enjoyed life and we'll see you next time.
Catch you on Sunday.
Thanks very much.
Alright, so good night.
Okay, we're in the flying club area. Transport can go off. Stand by at least. Come to a stop here. RPM up to 1000. Let's do a quick grounding test. Yep, that's fine. Everything else is good. We can turn off the radios. Transponder's off, and there we go. Parking brake set. Righty, we can open the door there. Beautiful. Master battery off. Let's make sure these lights are off as well. And we done. Cool. There we are at Richmond, all the way from Temora. Stop over at, well, touch and go at Bathurst. We did see the mountain, the famous racing track in Australia. The V8 supercars. Let's jump the pilot out of there. Alrighty. It's a bit annoying that the propeller stopped right there. Let's see if we can move a little. That's enough. Cool. So you can chuck the little pushback. It's a bar about that long with a hook at the end of it. You just chuck the hook into a little hook spot, which is right on the top of the nose gear there, and you can make sure the brakes are off, and you go ahead and push it back into its spot. It's probably a good idea to have a door closed, although I've pushed it with the door open before. I've seen that done. It's not an issue. You are pushing it with your hand after all. It's not like you're going to go into a speed demon mode when you're pushing an aeroplane around by hand. Anyhow, there's a literal piece of steel that runs as a cable across the ground, from which you can tie your tie downs on. Let's open the door and get all the stuff ready, and we can chuck all the bits and pieces on the aeroplane that we need to. Cool. Don't need to inspect anything, but we do want to chuck the tie downs on and the chucks. Now the real airport, we don't have a back space to put the tie down on, so we just put the two in. Control lock. Now the control lock in this aeroplane is literally put the seatbelt around the wheel like that. Grab the dude out of there. Empty plane, where is it? I'll do it the other way. Cool. And the pit-up probe is on. Now in the real aircraft, I just realised we haven't closed the window. That would have been annoying. Anyway, in the real HTM, there's a little cover that goes over the top of it. It's basically like a blanket that covers the windows and has a spot for that air intake there, and holes for the antennas. That's always a bit of a pain to get on. but it does keep the windows nice and shiny. Anyhow, that's been us from Temora to Richmond. I'm the only one left in the TeamSpeak room. They've all said goodnight. So I'll say goodnight to you, or afternoon, or wherever it happens to be. Afternoon here in flights in Richmond. It's about 10 at night in real Richmond. Hope you enjoyed the flight. This has been Mitchell Abeta, flying you on Hotel Tango Mike, the virtual version. Catch you next time.